just down the street here in California. So they're playing out of California. That means they have to scrim against the American teams, practice with them, play against them. And, at least in my book, which is a book that no one reads or cares about, they seem pretty American to me. So,
well, they've been American since the DC. I mean, they've been in USA, so it's not like the sponsor we're European team suddenly, even though we're located in America.
well, I can't blame a lot of people because people figured that once they are not a part of DC anymore, that maybe DC owned their boot camp house or where they were staying, and at that point, a lot of people would just go to the conclusion that this team just dispersed back to Europe or back to wherever and are just kind of playing from online. But these guys are in it to win it. They're still playing together. They still got that chemistry, and I think they're going to be coming into this one as favorites without a doubt. Infamous, a team of some very familiar names in the South American scene. Ben Jazz has been around the block. Tomato, of course, has been around the block for both SA and NA when he even had that brief stint on Team Freedom as their mid laner. And a lot of people felt like he was one of the best players on that team. Here he finds himself back with his South America brethren and playing for Infamous here. So these are not names that you should just simply underestimate, just the same way that probably a lot of people underestimated SG eSports too,
Yeah, we'll see how strong Infamous is. We saw them in Kiev qualifiers. Also, we saw Tomato. Tomato, really skilled player, even though he wasn't in the house right when he was playing with Team Freedom. He was playing from Peru, so his ping was actually big. It's kind of a big deal when you're playing Kiev qualifiers, but this guy has some insane skills, so this is the player everyone should watch in Team Infamous.
I want to see... now, these could be aliases. I remember looking up some of the teams and I recognizing more of the names, but now when they're showing up and they got names like Sword, 820 Jr., and Baboka Jr., I don't know who actually they are, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time, especially to a lot of the South American audience or anybody who's a big fan of the team. If I missay their names, I'm sorry. You're welcome to tweet at me who they actually are. I'm welcome, but I might just end up saying Baboka Jr. and 820 Jr. I hope this guy's a Baboka Jr. because Baboka beats ass. And I would imagine Baboka Jr., if he's a Baboka Jr., he's probably playing the Bounty Hunter.
Definitely. Probably Baboka Sr. told him all the tricks in the book.
Yeah,
what is this? It looks like your casual pub game, non-ranked, Ricky first pick, Bounty Hunter first pick.
Yeah, definitely
Legion Commander jungle.
Not something we see a whole lot often, but clearly both Thunderbirds and Infamous putting a lot of value on getting these very annoying early laning, critters. And your Ricky and your Bounty Hunter and Tree we saw also, just one that can run around, bring in a lot of intel, be very annoying in the laning phase. And then each have their own huge strengths the later game. Obviously, Infamous could be looking to build around this Bounty Hunter and the way he's able to kind of build up his team economy so fast with the power of track. I'm curious to see if they're going to be banking that on some sort of heavy late game hero or not. And for Thunderbirds, now with the Lycan pickup, they feel like they could be going into some sort of heavy push kind of a strat. Thunderbirds have been very wishy-washy, I want to say. As much as I was talking about them are staying together and they're boot camping together, I have to say that some of their recent performances have been a little shaky, but let's see.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. I was kind of surprised they actually stick together. I'm glad they did, but I was expecting some changes that would come. I guess they just need to work harder. There was no good results from them in the past 6 months. So, but I'm actually glad they're stick together and committed to actually success again.
Yeah,
we haven't seen much of them lately. They kind of drop out in the early stages of the tournament, but I hope to see them getting their tier 1 game again. You mentioned the push coming out from Lycan. I don't think Lycan is played like that anymore.
Okay. What do you like to see out of the Lycans now? What's the cool kids playing? How are the cool kids playing Lycan right now?
Cool kids play it Echo Saber or Armlet, whatever you want to go from those two, or just go straight Solar Crest. It's also good. you deal so much damage, especially with Echo Saber, Solar Crest kind of a build. Um, you just slow down a hero and kill him in like 2 or 3 hits. He's just dead, especially those. And you have a good also Roche with it.
Yeah, of course.
Dies so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still go for Book if it's needed. Switch to it if you feel like you can finish the game.
Kind of reminds me of what was happening with
Radiant
Lone Druid
team
when
pick.
he was resurfacing. Everyone was kind of adapting to that new ranged Lone Druid. But, you know, some people, like Moo in particular, would still fall back on the old trusty, the Radiance and kind of Midas build-up. Are we going to be seeing kind of the same case with
10
Lycan then?
seconds
Some
remaining.
people adapting and moving forward with an Echo Saber fighting kind of a build-up, while others
5
fall back
seconds
still to
remaining.
the old ways of Lycan with books and heavy push? Or do you think that this new age
Reserve
Lycan is
time.
kind of how you have to play him, really?
Well, you don't have to play. There's not anything in the Dota that must be played like that. That's what's that's where the fun is actually. I mean, with Rasta, he can actually go for a book if it's needed. He can just wait, see how the game goes, and decide after that.
Whoa. Okay, so
Dire
since
team
then,
pick.
Shadow Shaman comes out, which only reaffirms that Thunderbirds are certainly going for a push kind of a lineup here. Shadow Shaman, of course, received a little bit of love from the mighty Blue Frog in the skies as he's gotten that base damage boost, and I'm excited
10
to see
seconds remaining.
more lockdown going to be provided here, someone to be able to bail out someone from possibly a
5
Legion
seconds
Commander duel,
remaining.
let's say. But does have to be suspect of his positioning to not get easily shredded apart by like a
Reserve
roaming
time.
bounty hunter and such. And also Terrorblade, which some are considering one of the best carries in the game at the moment. Lacoste, where do you value Terrorblade in this meta at the moment? Do you think he's one of the best in the game? What do you think?
Well, it is one of the 3 best in the game, in my opinion. The hero is just so strong. Once you get her in front of the enemy base, you need to have some kind of AoE, a lot of AoE actually, and a lot of control to take him down. Once he has a Dazzle, Legion
Radiant
Commander
team
behind
back.
him, if he has good amount of the farm, that hero just becomes the beast.
Dire
Well,
team
there's a
back.
good pickup for Thunderbirds. Tinker, once he gets that Aghanim Scepter up, it's really cool to play Tinker against Terrorblade.
Yeah, he's definitely a great option to have against the mighty
10 seconds
dark
remaining.
army that the Terrorblade can bring to the game.
5 seconds
Final
remaining.
bans, though, as they get rid of the axe here, something that obviously easily counter out the dazzle that they have on their team, plus the extra
Dire
armor would be
team
pretty
pick.
nice to have if you're Thunderbirds. And Thunderbirds, get rid of the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, well, it's not just the Terrorblade, it's also Dazzle combined with Terrorblade, which is the best support hero you can get for him. You just cast the Grey, once they focus
10
you, you
seconds
just
remaining.
swap the HP and you're full. So it's pretty
5
much
seconds remaining.
guaranteed Sunder in team fights if timed correctly. Also with Legion Commander Dazzle, you
Reserve
can't
time.
lose a duel.
Bat Rider
Radiant
now shows
team
himself
pick.
here for Thunderbirds. We saw 5th pick Bat Rider in our very first game today, Lacoste, and you didn't really feel too confident about it, and I believe it was SG who did grab it in that game. Here, Thunderbirds pick it up. What do you feel about it here?
Well, it
10
makes more
seconds
sense in this
remaining.
lineup because they don't have anything to initiate with. So Bat Rider's gonna be an offlane hero, which I prefer to play him. That way, they lack the initiation, blink lasso into something, whatever. That's what they needed. Well, there's a good pickup against Silencer. That's gonna be a mid Silencer actually against Tinker.
Ooh. Tomato Silencer to go against Weeha's Tinker. A matchup Silencer I'm sure is going to be super happy about. Anything Thunderbirds can do to probably make this better? Do you think they're just going to put Weehaw in this position to try to tough it out? Are we going to be expecting Ricky to put a lot of attention towards this mid lane? What can Thunderbirds do about it?
It's gonna be Ricky and Bounty Hunter battles on mid, besides Silencer and Tinker. When you're playing that mid Silencer, you want to draw so much attention to him so he can get some
10
easy kills,
seconds
get some
remaining.
int up. With Jinada slow and Curse slow from Silencer,
5
Tinker has no
seconds
escape
remaining.
mechanism, so Rick is gonna need to be there. It's gonna be a battle of the sentries as well, who's gonna have a better vision.
Yeah, lots of attention to the vision. We're going to be seeing some hard position 5, position 6 supports probably come out from here. Dazzle 1-2 always be in that kind of position. He's just there to hopefully get some XP and be there to bail out someone like the Terrorblade or Legion Commander when committing in hard for these fights. So he's going to be fine kind of if he's stuck in one of those low-income kind of situations. And I don't know, would you be able to say the same for someone like Shadow Shaman? Do you think Shadow Shaman is a bit more dependent on getting at least some farm through the game, or do you think he could be sacrificed as being a ward bitch pretty much the whole game?
Well, I don't like it as a position 5 hero. I prefer position 4, like Shadow Shaman, someone else. Riki also needs items, so Shadow Shaman's gonna be poor.
Yeah.
But Shadow Shaman needs some items. If they try to, if the game goes well in the early stages, they can get some towers. He's gonna get what he needs: a Blink Dagger, a Force Staff, whatever
That's
he
true.
decides to go for.
Yeah. Once the levels come together, if they feel like they need a bit more money for someone like that on their team, or just need a bit more money at all for anybody, they have a kind of a lineup where they simply ramp up the momentum a bit and start taking down and chunking apart towers for that kind of money. And Infamous have a more of a lineup that just requires a bit more time and nourishment before they could even offer some sort of resilience to Thunderbirds, you know. Terrorblade starts so freaking frail. The guy is like made of paper. You got to get him like a Yasha or a Power Tread or something so he can actually flex his muscles, or at least get Sunder so you have an option to bail out. Dazzle, of course, is going to need Grave or a couple levels with it. Silencer is going to need some time. Bounty Hunter would love to get Track and start bringing in all that money. What do you think about the timings overall for this game, and do you think that the timings is going to be better for one side or the other?
Well, as you mentioned, Infamous, they need a lot of time. They need a lot of levels for their heroes to be efficient. They're not gonna be active that soon. Dazzle, not very active hero. Besides Bounty Hunter, Terrorblade can't move that much. Silencer, so they need to focus on like after 15-minute fights. That's what they need to do. Not feed in the early game and just yeah.
All right, those look like we're going to be starting with a little bit of a pause here, but that's fine. This is my chance to kind of get everyone up to speed with what's happening right now in the Summit 7, at least as far as the American qualifiers go. So we are currently looking at Group B. You know what? Fuck all that shit. We got a game. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding. Group B is Thunderbirds, Infamous, Digital Chaos, and IsGG. A lot of people felt like this group was a bit more stacked than Group A, which we just witnessed. It was SG, MP, and also we'll see a bit tomorrow, Complexity and Midas Club Elite. So a lot of people are looking at Thunderbirds and NP as favorites. The new Digital Chaos, which was formerly Onyx, now without Demon, you know, could put up some good fights there. And then, of course, you know, we had expected SG eSports to be like the new big SA team on the block. So really up in the air to see what team is going to be qualifying and making it out to the Summit LAN.
Yeah, well, all North and South America look really strong. They have good representatives, new teams rising. I also want to see more from South American teams. This is an Infamous chance to show what they got, and Club Midas Elite, if they can compete with other North American teams.
All right, well, they're playing this one aggressive at the start, looking to maybe take away that Thunderbirds bounty rune, while Thunderbirds going a bit aggressive themselves, and a bit of a mirror here. Looks like they're stalking about the Dazzle, who hasn't committed for the point yet, so I guess if the situation's terrible, could flash into a heal or grave if necessary. Benjaz is going to try to plant himself on the rune, but now that he sees Moon stepping over, might second guess it. Which one's going to be able to grab it up? Can T-Bird snipe it, or will Benjaz keep it?
Smart money.
It is going to be sniped.
Misery.
T-Birds take 3 of the 4 bounty routes to start this game out.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad for them at all.
They can blame Ping.
Silencer. Yeah, I want to see the mid matchup, how he's gonna skill on that Silencer, and what Misery can achieve. I also want to see where Bounty Hunter wants to focus on. He's actually on bottom, so...
Yeah, Bounty Hunter to bottom, and Misery, as expected, to that mid lane. This is going to be a hard matchup for the Tinker if he does not get some sort of help, so this should have been expected. Tomato already goes through one of his shared tangos and has one more to fall back on, while bottom lane, Baboka Jr. begins his poking work onto Moon, or now Moons, as he calls himself. Moons backing away, but is going to eat a lot of damage from it and have to go through a couple of tangos here. And no, he's just going to go for an early hit of the showers.
Yeah, committed so early at 1 minute mark. Bounty Hunter just harassing him. Same thing for mid. I was expecting Bounty Hunter to be on the mid lane actually, but Silencer got his. Ooh.
Swords, top lane here. He is a bit
Oh,
deep,
look at-
surrounded by 3, and just taking it down by right clicks coming out from Resolution. Support coming in, of course, from Misery with some wonderful body blocks. The deep chase onto Saxa. Ugh, what happened there? I don't know. Maybe a bit of overzealous behavior and not anticipating the Riki to be around.
Yeah, that was a great body block. Plus, Shadow Shaman didn't have shackles, so I guess he was fine, especially with that permanent shield, and Lycan doesn't have any slow, disable, or whatever. So I guess he was fine, but great play by Misery there.
He will camp out for what looks like the 2-minute bounty rune, and then possibly head towards the mid lane if he'd like, or keep his presence there. It looks like, you know, he still has his own sentry in that mid lane, knowing that it is going to be safe. Tomato, though, has been able to move on over and grab up that haste rune. Misery could have been there to meet him and maybe make a trade happen, but he found more value into moving in and grabbing up the bounty rune. And actually, there's a courier under this tier 1 tower. If this courier heads back, he could also get a courier kill. This is a bit of an awkward situation. It gets pinged out now. He's probably going to sit here and just wait for it.
Wait for mid lane.
Oh, they're moving in for Wee, though. It's Baboka Jr. who's rotated over, and they're going to get it done. Weehaw gets punished. And Misery's like, well, I got to get this courier now to make it certainly worth it. Let's see if they'll get it.
20 seconds. They're just waiting.
They really want to see Riki pop up somewhere before they send this courier back. They're playing it pretty safe.
Misery, 5 more seconds, then he's gone.
He's like, I really want that courier. He's like, are they really not going to send it back? They're really going to wait for 3 minutes, fly it, and send it back. Good play there from SG with patience and awareness to know not to lose it. And they get that pickup on Wii as well. So here we are, 1-1.
Yeah, on bottom lane, Terrorblade continues to free farm, 20 CS, Batrider kind of struggling to get anything on that lane for CS. And
Oh,
that's
they
it.
got him. Tomato at that moment was being jumped. Misery was committing hard in. Lasers were flying out. And even though he planted the tree and ate it, it wasn't enough regen. And Weehaw will get a little bit of redemption for himself in the mid lane.
Silencer with pretty standard build for 2 null talismans, maxing the arcane curse, which slows so much, especially if you use a spell. This is the best Silencer spell, maybe even better than Global Silence.
And it's going to be so nice to have, especially if he's able to get connection onto someone like the Tinker. I'm curious to see if Tinker's build is going to obviously cater to that. Is Yule something that becomes a bit more mandatory when you're in these situations going against the Silencer?
Yeah, it might be actually a good pickup.
Okay.
Oh, Misery.
Yeah, Misery showed himself, but they have a sentry prepared on the high ground. Even the Bounty Hunter was nearby. But they have their own sentry on the other side. This is just a mirror match at the moment, as we were expecting in the draft. Misery commits in, does the dive to the catapult, pops the dust, and looks to get the jump onto Baboka Jr., but Bounty Hunter will be able to make it away. Moon even rotating in through this mid lane. It looks like he has plans to head towards the jungle, but top lane.
Oh, they're gonna get.
We get it.
Sword again.
Sword had been very confident in this lane. Only 8 in those CS, maybe feeling a bit of the pressure to try to get some value out of the lane and not be struggling too far, but handing over another kill. This is going to be a slow start for your LC.
Well, look at the build on Lycan. Feral Impulse maxed. It's a 7 HP region, so you don't have to buy any region item. That's why the heroes played differently. Before you had to get some region item, which was Vlad's. Right now you don't have to. You can just stay on the lane, farm forest, whatever you need. And level 4, that's plus 10 health region. That's 600 region for 1 minute, pretty much your full HP.
Should become obvious now that there is still that sentry to the mid lane. And actually at that moment it does get dropped, but Bounty Hunter had already rotated himself out and away here. Sport level 3 as he gets closer to the 6-minute mark. He'll join the LC in assisting her jungle farm, as it's been a bit of a shrug city there in that top lane. The opposite of that, though, on the opposite side of the map is Benjaz here, the big breadwinner of this game at cost. 44 and 10 on your Terrorblade. Poor man's shield, building towards power treads. I think you're feeling pretty good if you're the TB.
Yeah, well, when you're playing TB, you're always happy when you have a free farm, pretty much.
Oh, hold it. Mid lane, lots of trouble. Knows he's going to be going down, tries to turn around and burst apart the bounty hunter, but the damage had been done. Tomato picks up a kill.
Tomato with double damage, Arcane Curse, and Glaives of Wisdom. That's a lot of damage. Well, that's what they need to do, play around that silencer. Bounty hunters just need to come, try to get some levels to get that 6 as fast as they can.
All right, we're seeing
Midas is completed.
Attention towards the bottom lane here from Thunderbirds. Sox is here now, and so is Misery. I think they're finally recognizing that, you know, let's see if we can get this Terrorblade down. He's actually close to level 6. Would be cool to take him down before he gets that Sunder online. And they're rotating around for it. Misery is going to be getting his creep in. Spots him now, but 820 is nearby with that Grave. So they'll have to burst apart the Dazzle first, or have to make an approach onto TB when the Dazzle's
Radiant's
far away.
top tower is under attack.
Yeah, well, that's 820 Junior for your info.
Oh, my bad. Not the real 820. It's just simply 820 Junior. Just a couple of imposters here playing for Infamous.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, what's with South American? They always have like juniors, even when you're watching football or soccer, for how you call it. They always have some kind of a junior.
Maybe a lot of pride
team.
in the family names, you know? That's why we see a lot of
Probably.
juniors. So they're very prideful. That's just my assumption. I'm sorry, but I'm okay with the Baboka Junior.
I'm okay with 820 Junior.
T-Birds get a nice deep ward here in the mid lane. Poor little sword is going to miss out on that bounty. Gets snagged up right in front of his face there by Misery.
I think not.
And where are we at with the Weehaw? We got the Soul Ring online soon. Still quite a ways away from putting together those boots of travel. He's doing the best he can, of course, against the Silencer matchup at the moment.
Yeah, Silencer even skips the global silence at level 6 and on level 7 because he wants to have as much damage as possible. But look at the wards from Thunderbirds. Misery placed one behind tier 1 and tier 2 tower in mid, and one deep in the forest on the bottom.
Swords in trouble, top lane. Misery was able to kind of move in from behind, and then that's where the shapeshift kicks in from Resolution, and he just chunks down the LC.
Top tower is under attack.
Quickly gets taken apart. 820 Junior tries moving in as he plops down his own sentry, but Misery's able to kind of keep him back. Good pick off there for Resolution as he pulls ahead in high CS game 2.
Yeah, 68 CS for Lycan, Midas into power treads, and wants to
Dire's
get
middle tower is under attack.
that item I was talking about. Echo Saber will give him that extra mana regen which he needs. Double hit, slow. So he hits so fast. Look at him. Just look at him.
I don't see him. Okay. Yep. Damn. Yeah, it's going to be tough to deal with that. They don't have a lot to kind of just hold the wolf in his place and stop him from being able to kind of run down backliners. I mean, what is a Silencer to do once the big bad wolf starts chasing him down? I imagine we'll probably consider moving forward after this Hand of Midas into, you know, force Hurricane Pike so he can try to run away, but it's going to be
Radiant's
tough.
top
Dazzle
tower is
might have
under
his work
attack.
cut out for him on trying to keep people alive.
Yeah, once the wolf charges at you, you're gonna need to decide whether you wanna grave yourself or try to save it for
Soxa
your teammates.
shredded apart. Baboka Jr. moving on in, able to kind of set things up for the Terrorblade in his metamorphosis to easily take apart the Shadow Shaman there. And at the same moment, the Dazzle's going to get finished off.
Yeah, Misery killed him with Orb of Venom. With that recent Orb of Venom change, it gives more damage per second, but it lasts 3 seconds, so after the grave, he actually killed him with Orb of Venom.
Wow. Nice little turnaround there. Misery's going to get one for himself just after losing their own support. And that will help secure him his own phase boots. And that is at the same time that LC is able to get her own phase boots. To kind of give you an idea, currently, well, the LC has been sitting in this game. Really, of course, kind of tough to kind of go toe-to-toe against this Lycan here. She's been, you know, delegated to kind of working in the jungle nearby and recouping as much as possible. But moving forward, we'll try to get a hold of a Blink Dagger in respectable timing so that they can kind of hit a power peak in the mid game.
Yeah, they need to get her a Blink Dagger as fast as they can, plus get
Track
some
could help that.
damage.
Track
yeah, track.
could help.
Dire's middle
Let's see if they
tower
can get a track
is
kill
under
here.
attack.
Silence
is
comes
up.
out, but it's too late if they wanted to stop his shapeshift. He already gets it off
Radiant's
and just
bottom
easily
tower
runs
is
away.
under
Even
attack.
turns back in and gets the Midas off. That might have been slightly mistiming there for Infamous.
Misery just leeching the XP and gonna get the career. Yeah, no!
Almost.
He doesn't get it.
Almost. Not quite, though.
Radiant's bottom
Unfortunately,
tower
though,
is
for
under attack.
SG, swing and a miss on their first
Dire's
like kind of
middle
global
tower
gank
is
and,
under
and move
attack.
in for resolution there. So they are thirsty for the money. The track is online. It's trying to get those kind of setups. Track and duel. You know, this is a team that has like a quota to meet. But being able to make the fights happen is going to be a different story. Look at this. The Boca Jr. spotted out Misery. Hits him up with the track. Ricky's worst nightmare in this game. And is now
Shrine is
desperate
good.
to make it away. Dropping the smoke screen. Is able to make it to the high ground and under the shrine. He will turn around himself, pop the dust, but there will not be a further pursuit. Just Misery able to make it away from harm's path.
Okay, level 6 up on Shadow Shaman. They wanna kill that tier 1 tower on top. Level 4 Wolves doesn't
Radiant's
even
top
need to
tower
commit it.
is under attack.
Just beat the tower with the right clicks.
Are we at a point now with Thunderbirds that anytime these wards are online, we're going to be expecting them to put them down for
Radiant's
another
top
tower,
tower
and then
has
when they're up
fallen.
again, put them down for yet another tower, and so on and so forth?
Yeah,
Dire's
definitely.
bottom
Then
tower
Roche,
is
then...
under attack.
Well, they didn't maybe even need to commit to the wards for this tower. The Wolves were ready with 2 Wolves. They could have taken it. Echo Saber is finished. 1.9k HP for that Lycan, even without using Howl. So, I mean, this is how
Minus
Lycan
20.
should be played. Like, this is the strongest Lycan. I think players actually understood where strength of the Lycan lays, actually, in the itemization.
And
Dire's
now owns
middle
the jungle to
tower is under
himself.
attack.
Bounty Hunter trying to change that a bit. We'll get a pretty nice deep ward down, which will currently spot resolution on his movement, and could hopefully set up things for Infamous in the future. But it's already the T-Birds on the prowl here, smoked up. It's both Moon and Saxa here. Moon has his Blink Dagger, and he wants to make a debut. Jumping on in, can't quite get a hold of Tomato, though, so back the other way he goes, but looking to pick
Look
up
at
where he
Wolf.
left off is going to be the big bad Wolf. Resolution chopping his way on in, and Moon's like, yeah, I did my part. Walks away. That was a bit of an awkward start, but the Wolf runs in and is able to kind of get things done. And that's a precious takedown on the Silencer, too.
Yeah, this is the second global committed that they didn't do anything with it. Also, for LC, he's getting close to her Blink Dagger, but still
Dire's
no
top
damage
tower
on her.
is under attack. Dire's
They need to make
structures
something
are
happen. They
fortified.
have Global Silence, they have Bounty Hunter, still no track kills, still no dual kills.
Well, Benjaz just transformed here, so if they want to fight, they should make it happen now while he has all that damage. They track out on for Moon as he tries to run away. Sword's looking to move forward. He's hoping to get a duel. Can he get close enough? Yes. Grabs the duel, grabs the bat, takes the damage. Misery rushing on in there. Jumps in. Cloak and Dagger, can he hide out? Benjaz running south and away from trouble. Didn't level the Sunder
Radiant's
yet, so
bottom
doesn't have
tower
that
is
to
under
fall back
attack.
on. Meanwhile, they are going to be able to get the
Radiant's
finish.
bottom
Tomato
tower has
takes down
fallen.
Misery and claims his 3-kill streak, and that's going to allow Infamous to scoot back towards the shrine. It's not active yet. I thought the shrine was on.
Yeah,
And
me too. I
just
was
go
like,
back and heal. Just go all the way back to home, you know? You got a good fight. Go home.
4-man Shrine looked
Radiant's
so
bottom
good. But
tower
It looked like it was
under
going to be an
attack.
awesome shower session, but then they're like, oh, never mind. Well, good fight for them. Now their global's on cooldown, so if Thunderbirds want to take a fight, this is their chance. And as mentioned before, when the wards are off cooldown, expect them to get planted. And here they are, back at mid lane, as Thunderbirds look to take another tier 1. A jump in, Moon makes connection, but quickly gets it purged off. Nice step in from Sword right there. And now he's going to move in for Misery, gets a good duel, and will take the damage. Good start, but unfortunately for Infamous, they had quickly lost their precious Terrorblade. So even a stronger fight here for
Radiant
Thunderbirds, and it looks
structures
like they're
are
also going to be able to
fortified.
claim the tier 1.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Dazzle maybe
Well,
not in the
they're
right
losing-
spot to get the grave off, it looked like.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
All right, this fight is over. They're getting dual kills. This is the second duel and second track kill, plus they're stealing intelligence. But still, Thunderbirds are getting the objectives, actually. They're getting the towers, they're getting the kills on the Terrorblade, so that's what matters.
And back to farm for Thunderbirds, back to waiting for maybe the wards to come back online, getting 4 staff on Moon. They got time to work with here. They're just kind of slowly accumulating the money necessary for them to make something happen. And back and forth we go, really, for who's looking to take fights. Now, Infamous's turn to take it to Thunderbirds. And can they get the juicy target of Resolution? This would be a nice pick. With the global, they should be able to secure it. It's not fast enough to secure the damage, but a takedown of Lycan should be pretty tasty nonetheless.
Yeah, with LC is finding a good openings right now, and with Bounty Hunter just scouting there, so good track kills. They don't want to commit on the track to Ricky because of the Tinker TP. Tinker is actually not that farmed. He's 1k below Silencer. He needs that Blink Dagger so he can position himself in the team fights.
Yeah.
On the other
Dire's
side,
middle tower is
Lycan,
under attack.
Rezo with the Dezo. You'll see how much damage he deals. They just need to kill 1 or 2 heroes, and they can go Roche. The Roche dies in 10 seconds.
Misery may be moving a bit deep here. What ward is that? Ooh, if he gets too close under that sentry, he could be in trouble, but he's good. He knows that that's a common spot to avoid, at least for now. And he's just trying to see if he could set something up for his team, whether it be a move into the Roche with some space, or a pickoff, and it looks to be the former here. Quick wards are gonna get dropped in just as fast as Bounty Hunter says, hey, what's happening in here? He dies right away, blasted from the wards and the Lycan, and they get back to work. Can Infamous do anything about this? I don't know, it's dying pretty fast.
No global silence, but Terrorblade Metamorphosis is up. Good ulti by Moon.
Yep, he gets a lasso pullback, taking the Dazzle way out and away from the fight to assist. Ooh, Resolution takes a bit of a hard shot there. But as soon as he steps out, steps right back in to the fight. I think Moon just kind of threw himself away. Happy to do so, though, to kind of make sure that Resolution could secure that Roche. And they do get it.
It's good, but when you're playing against a Silencer, Bounty Hunter, and Legion Commander, I'm not sure that's worth it. I mean, they wanted to secure it, but
this is Team
looks
Infinite
good.
Scaling, Lacoste. Infinite Scaling. Massive damage could be coming in from Legion Commander. Massive intel. These guys have no ceiling for how far they can go. Tomato eats a laser combo, but they do get a bit from it. And any fight Infamous take, any little pick, even if it's a trade like that, just gives them more money. And now this game's even in kills, 8-8. Net worth still a little bit in favor, it looks like, of the T-Birds by just about 4K.
Yeah, I was like, how his sacks are so poor, but then I realized he actually has Can of Midas. Meanwhile, we missed the kill.
Oh, I didn't miss it. I got you.
All right, you didn't miss.
I just felt like I was
happened?
talking a lot and didn't want to interrupt you there. A simple jump to the high ground, catching Tomato as he's trying to Ancient Camp. It does look like
Radiant's
Thunderbirds
middle
had
tower
placed
is
that
under
ward
attack.
on the high ground from when they were doing the Roche, and it paid off a bit there for him. So
Now, this is a good item on Tomato. He's going for Road of Aethys. Once Lycan rushes in, he can just use it on him. Not bad, but Lycan will get BKB at one point.
he's seeming to go for an AC first, though. So BKB will take a bit of time, but you know, a lot of people also like to save out their BKBs, getting the most out of those 10 seconds in the later game. Resolution not under too much threat at the moment. With an Aegis, should be able to coast his way towards that AC without too much trouble. And now coasting his way towards the tier 2. There go the wards yet again. Infamous probably not having an answer for this.
This is not funny at all. You see the damage. The tower dies in 2 seconds, literally. Level 15 Lycan gets 12 plus 12 strength, obviously. He's...
Shapeshift committed from Resolution. Is he going to die for this? He wants Tomato bad. Tomato's going to pop the shrine. And as he makes his way out, they are going to be able to catch him with the duel. Can they get the finish? Yes! Resolution. A bit overconfident there. Will pay the price for it. And here comes Benjaz. Moving in with a Metamorphosis. They're going to take out Moon. Can they get Resolution another time and really make it work? He's able to scoot his way to the high ground. Saxa goes down. That's track money in the pocket. And the chase continues.
Everyone is tracked.
Oh, this is bad. Infamous going to be taking a big high ground defense and hold. They will lose their LC as Weeha zaps her down with the laser. It is going to be Baboka Jr. who does get that final hit as Resolution's got to get finished. Weeha, though, with a triple kill, finishing off the Bounty Hunter. Benjaz will not be able to take him down before he does TP out. I got to say, Weeha did make that situation a bit better for the Thunderbirds. And Misery finishing up. Tomato at the end makes it all the sweeter. Who really gets the better trade of this fight? I think Thunderbirds taking a lot of good picks there at the end.
Yeah, but these were the 4 track kills. Oh, Benjaz, is he gonna die? Mantis.
Oh, he's turning back. He gets the Sunder off, but the smoke screen's there. Can he make it inside the high ground in time? Nice Manta to dodge out the rocket. Tries to turn back onto Misery. Oh my god, the fade was there, and he does not take the last hit from the tower. What a ridiculous overextended fight in the bottom lane from both teams.
Yeah, this is the Bounty Hunter got the 2k gold from that fight. Kind of overextending from Resolution there. Meanwhile, it looked so promising for Infamous, but Misery was just providing vision and hitting heroes while Tinker was just spamming the rockets.
Double smokes. That's when you know it's a super serious gank. And then both smokes get popped. That's when you know you lost a shit ton of money real fast. T-Birds, unfortunately, not going to be able to smoke anything now. Oh, that was a bummer. Look at this. It's Infamous. They get their smoke out, and they draw out their game plan to hunt for Thunderbirds members.
Yeah. Global Silence is up in 5 seconds. Lead Commander, they want to make a move. Can they find Saxa? Oh, yes, they can.
Smokes pop. Someone's here. Who is it? They're frantically pinging about. Is it on the low ground? Is it on the high ground? There he is. They're moving in. They spot out Saxa. Global's going to be there, but here comes Resolution. He's already popped the Metamorphin. He's trying to get in on the action right now, looking to go for the fish on Dazzle. He gets the Grave off, but they're going to lose their LC. A jump in from Moon gets the pullback lasso play, and that's going to be blasting apart the Bounty Hunter. It's Thunderbirds with a great counter fight. Resolution was like already in his shapeshift. You know, he must have hit that so fast because the Global also came out, but he was already ready to go.
He used it at the time they saw them, so I mean, when you start using it, shifting, even if he has Global Silence, you can't cancel it anymore. I mean, it's instant,
Radiant's
but
middle
it looks like
tower
he's
is under
shifting,
attack.
but you can't stop it.
Thunderbirds now holding their pressure here through
Radiant's
the top
middle
lane,
tower has fallen.
and will opt to pull themselves back. We're seeing Infamous now kind of stuck in a position where they're kind of pushed back. Thunderbirds have been kind of stagnant on holding their net with advantage at about that 4.5k mark, but with that last little tussle, suddenly we're seeing them begin to escalate and get closer to the 8k mark as they're looking for more towers on top of it here. Tomato moves in, he's got the rod now, so has the benefit of root to help hold this Lycan down. Could be pretty damn useful. I think that was something you actually mentioned before, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
once.
that's right.
Only once.
But the
only once.
BKB is not coming after the AC. He's got slotted up a basher here.
Well, he might actually change it. He has it queued up, but BKB against Global Silence, I mean, after he uses it, he doesn't get much damage from BKB.
He might also just not find the Silencer as much of a threat. Silencer himself may need a BKB, a Yules, or something to deal with the laser power, because Weeha's got Ags. Oh, in trouble. Terribly, Benjaz caught out wonderfully there between Misery and Resolution. The smokescreen prevents him from really getting out or getting anything done,
Dire's top
and he
tower
just gets
is under attack.
flat out mugged in his own jungle.
Yeah, love the build on
Radiant's
Misery.
middle tower
With
is
that
under
Yule
attack.
Scepter, he removes the
Dire's
Global
top
Silence,
tower has
or
fallen.
can Yule Legion Commander once he blinks
Jump in
with
duel.
the And now we got it.
Quick Yules, though. And now a follow-up Global. There is going to be a Grave. Keeps Sword alive. He is frantically trying to run back, but can't make it away. It's going to be Resolution who gets that finish there with the Wolves chasing in. And it is going to be a hard shot for Infamous already. They still are missing their Terrorblade for about 10 more seconds. Maybe T-Birds were trying to muscle forward to force out the buyback, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. But now a Legion commander taken out of the picture. T-Birds still feel confident enough to hang around. They have wards too.
I was saying how good that Yule Scepter is. It's like double good, and we just saw it.
Yep.
Oh.
Wards are down. And there is a fortification here for Infamous. I doubt they want to use it now.
Is under attack.
No, they'll just farm up the war. Okay. Well. And Thunderbirds will just soften up the tower as much as possible. That nearly gets it down to half-life. Unhealable damage, of course.
Unhealable, yeah, because there's no treant. Let's talk about the Vision game. There's one ward, okay, there's two wards actually from Infamous, one anti-tinker ward on the lane and one on the top near their shrine. He's gonna get devoured pretty soon. Batrider has picked up a gem for himself.
Yeah, this will be a bit of a headache for the Bounty Hunter and possibly the full map control. Mid lane looking to run on in. 820 Junior going to be forced to self-grave to stay alive, which means there's going to be no assistance for his cores as they jump in and look to go for the swipe. It is going to be Wee blasting apart and getting the finish onto that Dazzle. Sword also going to be going down. Resolution chomps her apart. Long ball Sunder there to get a hold of Moon, and Moon should be dropped. Track money there, plus some extra intel, while on the other side, a quick TP away.
Oh, Misery got the gem.
Send Wee back. Misery snagging up the gem. Can he make it away? Doesn't look like it. Do they have the vision? No! He wasn't able to spot him out to get the track.
No, they got the vision from
from
the dust, but he removed it with Yule Scepter.
Oh, you're right. He came back down with no more detection. He's going to get dropped. As Weehaw shows right back up to his side. They'll blast apart the Bounty Hunter, and Thunderbirds hold all of their momentum.
Misery killing the game with just one item. I mean, not the item, but with his movement as well during the mid-game. Oh,
it doesn't stop yet. Infamous thought maybe they would get some forgiving space after that recent tussle, but Shapeshift's already back once again. Tomato is trying to run back inside. A duel's there to hopefully save him, and actually gets the kill with the help of the Blade Mail. Resolution gets dropped, and damage is going to be awarded there to Sword. Trying to make it away, it's going to be Wee, and he's gone.
They don't have anything to stop the Tinker's TP besides Duel and Shuriken.
Not a lot of options, and I don't know what they could add on top of it unless this Bounty Hunter wants to get a Yules or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be tough because they're already committing so much to try to take down someone like Resolution or save their team that they're left with nothing for Weehaw, but here we go. Moon finds a great target, grabs a hold of the Terrorblade, who's going to be forced to pop his BKB and a Sunder, and then TP's out. So it's a lasso for a BKB.
And it's Roche time.
And it's up now.
It's up. Oh, they just went out of the pit.
A little unfortunate there for Thunderbirds, but if they give it one more peek here, come on Moon, peek in there one more time. Ah, he sees it now.
Radiant's top tower.
Thunderbirds can step back and get that started if they'd like. Oh, Weehaw hiding within the trees here. Bounty Hunter's trying to find him. Can't take too much damage from that march, though. They're not going to be able to find him. It looks like Weehaw makes it away from trouble, and so does Misery. And now it's going to be Thunderbirds looking to access a way to get inside that Roche pit and claim that Aegis here. But not if Infamous have a say in the matter. They continue to keep themselves congregated all around their own secret shop. They are not looking to allow Thunderbirds to get this one too easy. But Thunderbirds are going to force him to step away because they have the power of the Tinker here, Lacoste. Weehaw's just going to continue to pressure this bottom lane until Infamous will be outnumbered in taking a fight at the Roche pit.
Tinker is just beast right now with Aghanim Scepter and the Ether Lens plus that 75 cast range. Look at the range on his spells. They can't go near Roche pit.
Yep, this seems to be an easy extra life pickup there for the Thunderbirds.
Roshan has fallen to the jungle.
Back to the drawing board as they try to heal things up here in the bottom lane from the heavy push. And Sam could be going for the mid lane here. Actually, Thunderbirds not slowing down one bit. Looks like just after they pick up their Aegis, they're heading right towards the mid lane here. Possibly for early closure. What do you think? Do you think it would be in Thunderbird's best interest to try to take some early fights?
It is time to go right now. Like, they have so much advantage, especially with that Tinker, Aegis, Deso, Assault, Basher on Lycan. The tower will just go down so fast. Tinker can just spam rockets and laser on Terrorblade Illusions, and they can siege the tower easily.
We'll have to see what Infamous can do to make the most out of this unfortunate situation where they're going to be stuck on the high ground defense for a while here, it feels like. T-Birds get their creep moved in, and they'll send Weehaw already back to the base. But it does look like overall they're going to be stepping off here, using the gem to make sure they completely de-ward all the safe area from Infamous and just go back to starving them out.
Yeah, both teams have gems right now, but it favors more for Thunderbirds because they are in the enemy side of the forest, just pushing them out, pushing them in actually, into their base, so they can't leave. I mean, Infamous are not farming much, Terrorblade's getting some farm, but that's it.
Feel a bit now for the Infamous supports. Going to be cramped in this kind of position for a while, stuck inside, trying their best to avoid all these ridiculous rockets coming out. Going to be a bit of a struggle here. Resolution also grinding his way through the top lane, has his Basher now done. Maybe looking to go for the full Abyssal before trying to put this Aegis to use. I say that, but it does look like the party's rotating over here. Zaxa with his Blink Dagger, Midas good to go.
Attack.
And he's got level 2 wards
Radiant's
to
top
dish
tower
out
has fallen.
in this high ground push if they'd like. Okay, there's the rod. Just a little bit of harassment here. A little bit of harassment, but nothing too serious here.
That's about it.
Oh boy, Tinker Gaming, as they have the vision to blast out all these rockets inside the base of Infamous here. What's best case scenario you feel for Infamous in this kind of position? Oh,
good duel.
It? Oh, they led it with a duel. The global does come out, but the Yules was there for Misery. Slows things down, and now it's going to be a scrappy fight here as Moon gets the pullback, looking to go for the finish. That's going to be the LC taken out. While meantime, Resolution fighting with Inside Deep. Him and Weehaw looking to take it to the Terrorblade and company. It's going to be the Dazzle and the LC out of this one. LC does have a buyback. May need to use it here. Still no wards committed yet. The pressure's going to be on right now.
LC needs a BKB.
Movement in. There's the Hex. Followed up with a smoke screen. Silencer's trying his best to step back as much as possible, but this tier 3 is already down. Lasers flying about is going to force the Bounty Hunter back inside. It's just too much overwhelming damage. Even when the Blade Mail popped, it's just too much. Benjaz tries to help out, but Resolution is not having any of it. He'll be able to step away and still holds that extra life. Ward still standing inside the base will help T-Birds easily finish out what looks like the set of racks. Can they at least get the Aegis here? They're going to try for it.
He's gonna go down, probably. Let's see. Lycan region, too strong.
And they can't even commit in to go for the finish. Weehaw goes to the base and comes back and dishes out everything he has in his arsenal. So Infamous can't make their move. Looks like they will be able to bring down this first life, but it's about time for a new lasso play here from Moon if he'd like to. And there it is, the grab onto Dazzle so he can't get the grave. Probably the best thing you could ask for there for the Thunderbirds as they move in to go for a game 1 finish. They will get it.
GG is called.
GG.
Oh, GG. Indeed. Oh, well, this game was just, they were trying to play it more safe for Thunderbirds. That Yule Scepter from Misery really changed the last 3 fights. He couldn't get any dual damage off, he was just buying the time. And meanwhile, Tinker became so big, was just standing behind, spamming. They don't have any kind of heal. I mean, they have Dazzle heal and Pipe on Bounty Hunter, but it's still not enough.
Just not enough for the infinite scaling lineup. Got to give Misery a lot of credit, man. He was all over the map, and in what was going to be an expected awkward battle between 2 Invis heroes, he really